is Miss Vindicat, and I'm going to whisper for you. I am in a rather sleepy mood. My son and I arrived home today. We went on a trip for a week, and I'm looking forward to sleep. Although I'm also looking forward to cuddle with my cat, which I am doing as we speak, I wanted to say, but as I whisper might be more correct. You are looking right now at some footage that I just shot at the start of the evening today, the end of the afternoon. The light was beautiful and it's fall. There's still some leaves on the trees left, but not all that much, and they're changing colors, and it's just also beautiful. And pay attention to the birds, because there are a lot of birds in this video, and they're gonna go crazy. But you'll see that. Although you have to pay attention yourself, because I'm not actually watching the footage right now. I'm just sitting back on my couch, enjoying this quiet time, and I'm not gonna, make it complicated for myself. The footage that you're looking at is only like 10 minutes, so if you notice right now that this video is actually longer, then that means that there will be some pictures from our trip at the end. I think I'll probably whisper for at least 20 minutes, because I usually do, but I don't have a plan, I don't have a topic. I'll probably whisper about my week, I think. So you might see some pictures, and also there I'm not gonna think beforehand of which pictures I want to use, and then make editing hard because there has to be a certain picture. I don't know, I'm just gonna show you some beautiful images probably, and then you just have to pay attention yourself, or not, of course, because the birds or the images, you can also just close your eyes and relax. Yawn a little if you want to, like me. So I think it's like 8:30 in the afternoon, and yes, I am already quite sleepy, but in a good way. Like, I don't know, we really had a wonderful time. I uploaded one video while away. I uploaded it on Wednesday, and there you can see some footage of the rain outside of the cabin that we stayed in. And it was a cabin in Noordwolde, which is a tiny village in Friesland, close to the border with Drenthe. Those are provinces in the Netherlands. It's all in the north of the Netherlands. It was about an hour drive from my home, maybe a little bit longer, but not that far longer. And the cabin was situated next to a forest, and there were a lot of forests close by, so that was actually pretty nice. I really looked forward to staying in a forest. So that was nice. The weather was reasonably well. We had a couple of sunny days. We had mostly dry days, so no rain, and we had a couple of more or less on and off rainy days, but because there were not a lot of them, and we were not on any, we did do stuff, but we did not have a rigid schedule or anything, so we were very flexible. So we just took the weather into account when we were making plans, and there was really only also cozy and nice, and I don't know, I really enjoy that. So that's what we did. We made dinner for ourselves a couple of nights. We went out to a restaurant twice. We got snacks from a local fast food thingy twice. So it was basically like a lazy. Well, we did walk quite a lot, and we actually I think this is going to be a topic for another whisper video. It might actually be a tourist information roleplay. I haven't made one of those in a long time, and I always really enjoyed creating them. But I got some brochures and maybe also a map. I think also a map, or there might be a map in one of the brochures of the area where we were in, particularly about a project that is called, well, I think I told you guys about this in my last video. I'll just give a quick summary. The Kolonie van Weldadigheid, which was a project basically in the early 19th century, just after Napoleon left the Netherlands and the Netherlands became independent again, and the country was, well, there were a lot of people rather poor, and then there was this social project to move the people, the poor people, in the big cities into the, well, rural areas, and to give them jobs and provide them with houses and education and healthcare, and it's all quite interesting, the history, everything that happened. So I'll be telling you about that in more detail in an upcoming video. I think I brought the brochures with me, so yeah. So for now, let's see, what else can I tell you about the trip? Oh, which was also kinda nice. On the last day, oh, by the way, at this point you might want to take a look at the birds in the video. Like I said, I'm not watching the footage at the moment, so I'm not sure if this is the right moment, but I do remember that in the second half of the video the birds were just frantically flying and trying to get some food off the ground, and it was very interesting to watch. So maybe that's right now, or maybe you have to rewind a little bit, I'm not sure. So yeah, what I normally do with these videos, the footage, I record the footage on my balcony, and then I usually record with sound just because that's easiest. I use my iPhone, and just not an external mic, just the iPhone mic. But then I never use the sound of that footage because there's like scooters and all kinds of, I don't know, it's just basically noisy. So then what I usually do is I just record the sound, of me whispering separately afterwards. And while I'm whispering, I'll play the footage for myself without the sound, obviously, so that I can actually see what there is to see, so that whatever I'm whispering about, it makes sense for you guys. But like I said, I'm kinda wiped out in a sleepy mood, so I'm not gonna do that right now. Anyway. Wow, I keep yawning. So, what I could do, there's this it's gonna be a kinda children's play farm, kinda playground situation farm that we went to yesterday. And it was quite a nice day. It was really, it was sunny and it was dry. And my oldest brother also came with his 3 children. Because, we were all pretty close by. It was like 45-minute drive for them, I think. So they joined us. So then we had my parents, the grandparents, and then my son and I. My son and me. My son and I were there too. My son and I think. I mean, English is not my first language, so I might be wrong here. Anyway, so my brother also visited, and he has 3 children, a boy and 2 girls. The boy is 6 and the girls are 3 and 1. And now my son is 2, so we had a rather big group of 4 adults and 4 children. And we spent the day there, and it was really fun place, especially for the children, because for us adults it was kinda busy and loud. But there was so much to do. There were all these, just look at the pictures, I think. There were just these playgrounds, and there were animals, and there was like a maze, a really big maze. And you could eat stuff and drink stuff, and you could play inside and outside. And at one part, they had these like cows, actual cows, in a shed. What's the word for a cow shed? But like a really huge shed, with like dozens of cows. And then above, there was like a playground, so children could climb like in ropes on top of the cows. I don't know, I was just like kinda scared and amazed at the same time, and I was just looking around like, do places like this exist? I had no idea. It's like before I became a mom, I had no idea of these things, and I don't know. It was we had fun, so that's good. And one thing that we also did quite a lot is my parents and we played Ticket to Ride, the European edition. I don't know if you know, it's like a board game, and it's such a nice board game. We were just having so much fun, so that was actually really nice. So that's good. So let's see. I think the cat missed us. She's now laying on my arm. I'm like laying on the couch like pretty lazily, and then the cat is laying on top of me. I hope she's not chilly. I have not yet turned on the heating because, the gas prices, it's extremely expensive at the moment, and also it's good for the environment. And then because of the gas prices, the energy prices, and the environment thing, I sort of turned it into a challenge for myself, and I kinda decided that I would hold off, not turn it on until our trip away. So we arrived home today, and it's now like 18 degrees in the home, which is, you would think, rather chilly, but actually it's not that bad. So my son is in bed with a pajama and really thick blanket. Well, really thick, no, but like decent blankets. And I am wearing a sweater and then a vest on top. And actually, I'm not cold at all. It's only that I can feel that my hands are kinda chilly. Not as much that it's bothering me, but just as much that I notice it. For example, right now my cat is lying on top of me, and I can feel that the hand that she's lying on top of does not feel cold, and my other hand that's just out in the it's almost like I'm just visiting the office, next to my house. And I think I'm gonna do that more often. In part, well, I like it, but also in part because then I do not have to turn on the heating at home, during the day, and that is gonna help a little bit. So, yeah, we'll see. I do feel like I have not a lot to whisper about anymore. But I can see that I'm like at 18 minutes, so I'm gonna go on for a little bit. I feel like everything below 20 minutes is not. It's just too little. I don't know, it's like an arbitrary thing, but I feel like 16 minutes or something like that, or even this like 18, it's not good. It should start with a 2. Even though one of my new mottos that I'm using for everything is the rules are fake. And I actually learned this from Annie. I don't remember her last name. Her Instagram handle is DLA Minimalist, and she is awesome, awesome, awesome. If you want more peace in your life, if you want, if you feel like you need better boundaries but you don't know how to get them, if you want to simplify your life, not just your stuff but your life, go follow her. She's amazing, and she gives so much wise advice, and she's always saying like the rules are fake, and it's been resonating with me big time. So now that's my new motto, like the rules are fake. So very much I do not have to be whispering for at least 20 minutes before I can stop. But while I'm saying this, I'm like almost at 20 minutes. So I am inclined to continue for a little bit. Okay, so actually I'm in a good mood. There's a lot of stuff to do for me in the next week, and I haven't looked at my planner all that well yet, but I think I also have some social interactions next weekend and also during upcoming week, and that's taking a toll. I mean, I'm an introvert, I've always been an introvert, but I feel like since lockdown and since the last year and a half, it's even harder for me to actually communicate in real life. I don't know. No, it's not even that. Because once I am in the social interaction, I'm fine. I mean, then I'm still the introvert, but then I'm probably enjoying it, and I just need some peace and quiet afterwards, which is, regular for me at least. But it's like since this last year and a half, I'm like more tense beforehand. When I know it's coming up, I'm like, oh boy. Because if I look back before, I would just have my regular job, which would be like, full time, so lots of hours. And then if I would have 2 social things in a week, well, that would have been enough, but that would be like, well, a rather typical week. And now I'm like, I have to do 2 things next week, wow. And that's without the job. I mean, I'm still working, but as a entrepreneur, so, that's lots of freedom. And it's like, I'm not really sure how to do it. It's strange. Yeah, I also feel like I'm entering a new phase of my intuitive eating area project thingy. Especially with the intuitive movement side of things. I've not been exercising a lot on purpose, because if you start intuitive, well, it's actually too complicated to get in now. I might, if you would like to hear more about it, comment below. I might make a video about it. But basically, it's recommended to not work out at all, or maybe not at all if you start So, thank you for listening.